Next, on Buckeye TV, we check out the most current off-campus safety threat.
And we check out why Uber is becoming more and more controversial. All that and more here on Buckeye TV.
Hello everyone, I'm Tyler Reamer.
And I'm Ashley Harris, and you're watching Buckeye TV.
It is no secret that living in a large city comes with the price of threats to public safety. Lily Mancilla has the story of an off-campus safety threat. Lily?
While on-campus safety services can protect the safety of students on campus, many students who live in off-campus locations face the risk of crime and threat to personal safety. The story of an alleged adult masked man exposing himself to female students has made circulation through students who live at off-campus locations.
We were walking home from the gym. It was like 10 p.m. and me and my roommate were walking like behind our house, so like over there. And we like heard footsteps, so we looked over and saw like a man with a black t-shirt over his face and nothing else on.
There have been no public announcements to students about this particular event.
We have like Buckeye alerts for Ohio State and nothing was sent out about it, so I actually don't feel very safe walking home at night. I usually have someone else walk me home if it's dark out.
However, according to Ohio law, conviction of public indecency will result in a criminal record and potential classification as a sex offender. In a campus setting, it is important to report all crimes to authority, even if you think the culprit can be impossible to trace. University spokesperson Dan Hedman says that all students should report crime.
If you're a witness to a crime, to report it to police or to law enforcement. The police on campus especially try to do is be a resource for students, faculty, and staff and provide support.
For Buckeye TV, I'm Lily Maslea.
A California Uber driver in the U.S. illegally has been arrested on 4 counts of rape. Uber has been known for its convenience and its safe alternative to driving after a night out. However, there is a question about Uber being safe for users. Buckeye TV's Alex Augenbaugh has more.
Uber is under question after Alfonso Alarcon Nunez was arrested in California after allegedly raping 4 young women. Many here at Ohio State use the car driving service as a safe alternative to drinking and driving on campus. However, many wonder if the service is still safe to use. While Alarcon Nunez was not driving for Uber when these crimes occurred, some are concerned the lack of background checks at the company are allowing the wrong people to get behind the wheel. With that in mind, students feel more wary using the car service alone.
I definitely feel more safe when I'm with my friends. Like if it's just me and the Uber, then I feel like a little less safe.
Uber has had controversies in the past. Just last year, former CEO Travis Kalanick resigned after allegations of a sexist work environment and questionable work practices were released. However, with the backlash Uber has received in the past, OSU student Kelsey McCoy still uses the app, but not without using precautions.
I always ask them who they're picking up when I get into the car. I make sure that they say my name.
Uber is still a safer alternative to drinking and driving. However, many should still use precautions before getting into the car. I'm Alex Augenbaugh for Buckeye TV.
On January 7th, most students anticipated a snow day, but without the right approval and many larger factors, the campus remained open while the regional campuses closed down. Students at the main campus were shocked to hear the campus was still open even with a level 2 snow emergency. Around Ohio gathered Saturday for the annual Pheasants Forever banquet, and Derek Witt has a story.
We formed in Minnesota in 1982, and for
This weekend, the Ohio chapter of Pheasants Forever, a nationally recognized conservation organization, held their annual state banquet here in Columbus. It was held up at the Nationwide Hotel and Conference Center, and up there on the stage is Drew Larson. Drew is the Habitat Education Programs Manager, and I spoke with him to find out what the event is all about.
Yeah, this is the annual state meeting in Ohio, and our main goals are to get folks in, educate them on the current events happening with conservation and the latest and greatest and some of the best management practices for getting conservation delivered on the ground, as well as recruiting new hunters to the sport.
I also spoke with Howard Vincent, the president and CEO of Pheasants Forever, who told me a little bit more about the organization and some of its history.
Pheasants Forever is a national wildlife conservation organization. We are the habitat organization. We formed in Minnesota in 1982, and for 35 years we've been putting dollars in the ground and impacting youth in our community, introducing them to the outdoors and the shooting sports and hunting and conservation.
The annual banquet is also a fundraiser, and some of the fundraising efforts included a silent auction, a gun raffle, and even a live auctioneer.
175. I want to give 175.
Jeff Finn told me about how Pheasants Forever helped the Ohio DNR purchase a dog for their new canine unit.
You know, the division came with us with a request to help out with the canine program, and you know, like everything with the Division of Wildlife, we try to support them in whatever they need. So we're more than happy to donate $500 towards the canine fund.
Officer Chris Gilkey on how that $500 will help out.
Well, the canine program will tie into our mission statement. The PR aspect of these dogs for us to get out in front of people, and it's really inviting people want to ask questions about what the dogs do. They learn more about conservation and wildlife by coming into the dog. And not only that, but the dog as an enforcement tool helps us to enforce regulations. The dog's capabilities are way greater than mine. So, you know, to curtail poaching and different things like that, to tracking suspects, it's going to be a game changer for us. And that $500 actually goes a long way when it comes to buying dog equipment, so it's a big benefit.
As for the future of Pheasants Forever and the importance of events like these in fostering conservation, Howard Vincent left me with these final words.
If you think about the impact that we have in the ground, and it's wildlife habitat, but if you think about what that really means, it's restoring native prairie, it's working on wetlands, and if you think what's impacted, of course, pheasants and quail, but it's also pollinators and monarchs. It's also protecting our water and protecting our soils. And so it's one of my favorite places to be able for me to spend this amount of time with our volunteers and our chapter leaders is priceless.
Reporting for Buckeye TV, I'm Derek Witt.
Students at OSU are now finished getting settled into the new semester and are several weeks in. Some are getting involved in more than just studies. Yumin Choi has more.
Here at OSU, classes aren't the only thing keeping students busy. Students have over ranging from the juggling club to the logistics association. There's a club here for pretty much everyone.
Genesis is a club dance team that mixes cultural and artistic interests, fusing hip-hop and traditional Indian dance and music into a unique artistic expression. The team practices in whatever rooms are available here on campus. From the Art Pack to here in Bush Hall, the team easily adapts to new spaces. Composed of students, the team members must balance their responsibilities with the team as well as their responsibilities as a student. The team's first show is in Ann Arbor at the University of Michigan, followed by a show at Midwest Amaca at the University of Cincinnati, finishing off at Dufon at Northwest University.
With a limited amount of time left to prepare, the team will practice day in and day out to make sure that they're perfect for their big night. Back to you.
Still to come on Buckeye TV, see how the OSU volleyball team is spiking their way to victory. And check out what sports viewership is runner-up right behind the NFL.
After the short and beloved football season, spring sports make their way onto campus. Here to talk about athletics' weekly e-newsletters is Buckeye TV reporter Jenica Roach.
OSU Athletics sends out promotional weekly emails to students to help the attendance.
Ohio State Athletics have been trying to increase student attendance of spring sports. They promote most spring sports ranging from basketball, baseball, volleyball, and hockey. I wasn't able to speak to anyone within the athletic department about the specifics on the promotions, but I can say that it is a great helping hand for less popular sports here at OSU. These promotions are called GoBucks Weekly and include information on giveaways of OSU fan gear like Dabbing Brutus hats or vintage OSU pants, and even gift cards and the occasional iPad. Not only does this e-newsletter give out promotions, but also includes sports schedules and updates on occasions. Remember, all OSU sports are free to attend besides football and men's basketball. But even men's basketball games are involved in GoBucks Weekly. Don't forget to check out GoBucks Weekly, subscribe, and enjoy the spring season and semester. I'm Jenica Roach for Buckeye TV.
Even with outside hitters like Nicholas Zerzan and Maxime Revoir on the roster, the Ohio State men's volleyball team has one player that sets the team up for success. Buckeye TV reporter Colin Gay has more.
Like a point guard on a basketball team, the setter in volleyball sets up the offense for the rest of his team. Taking over for Christy Blau during the 2018 season, Sunil Thomas has been doing just that throughout this season for Ohio State.
Thomas currently leads his team with 347 assists, averaging 10.52 assists per set. However, he said that hitters like Zerzan and Revoir make his job much easier.
They make me look better than I actually am. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. It's just I just put the ball for them, and they make ridiculous skills, and make ridiculous swings, and they just make my job so much more easier.
Zerzan knew what he was getting when Thomas took over for Blau in the 2018 season.
He did a great job. He had all the matches when Christy was injured last year, so we knew he was probably going to step up for him, and he's doing a great job. He can reach the ball in the net, even if he's not that tall, and he's a great defensive and serving player, so that's all we can ask for.
According to head coach Pete Hansen, the dynamic between the hitters and their setter is what makes the team.
I don't think as a setter you can ask for much more, that you've got three viable options to get the ball to in any situation, and those guys are going to kill it for you.
As long as Thomas continues to set his teammates up for success, the Ohio State men's volleyball team should continue its winning ways moving forward. Colin Gay, Buckeye TV.
Urban Meyer is currently working on a 2-year contract extension. He would be here for our beloved Ohio State Buckeyes till around 2022 to 2023. The Ohio State women's hockey team came into a weekend series with the #1 Wisconsin Badgers hoping to avenge its earlier series sweep to the Badgers. Buckeye TV reporter Edward Souza there at the game.
After losing a pair of games earlier in the season to the top-ranked Wisconsin Badgers, the Ohio State women's hockey team was looking to make it a series sweep after it pulled off a 1-0 win against Wisconsin on Friday.
In a matchup between two top goalies in Ohio State's Cassidy Sauve and Wisconsin's Kristen Campbell, goals are going to be hard to come by for either of the two teams. In the first 4 minutes of the game, Sauve was injured for the Buckeyes, stretching to make a save early. She stayed in the game but allowed a goal to Alexis Maurerman to give the Badgers the early lead. The scoreboard remained still for nearly 30 more minutes of game time before Ohio State forward Emma Maltese was able to tie the game at 1.
Up high on his goalie was the way to go, so I just tried to get it up there and it went in.
Though the two goalies continued to keep the game close, Ohio State forward Charlie Dahlquist was able to find the back of the net 2:49 into the third period for what would be the eventual game-winning goal. Forward Tatum Skaggs picked up her second assist of the game on the goal. With just 3 seconds left and Wisconsin opting for an extra attacker by pulling its goalie, Skaggs was able to add her name to the goal column, scoring the empty netter to make it 3-1 and deliver the Buckeyes the sweep at home. For Buckeye TV, I'm Edward Sutton.
With NASCAR viewership declining since the mid-2000s, they have new demographics. We had our reporter, Tyler Reamer, go out and talk to local students at Ohio State and have them give us their opinion on NASCAR.
NASCAR has dealt with declining viewership on TV and declining attendance numbers at racetracks. We went out here at The Ohio State University to get opinions on NASCAR from college-age millennials, because that is the big demographic that NASCAR is trying to get into. The late parts of the 20s, century to compete with the NFL for viewership on Sundays in the fall. Now, not so much.
My favorite sport would probably have to be soccer.
Club lacrosse here at Ohio State, so I'd probably say that's my favorite.
My favorite sport to play is fencing, and my favorite sport to watch is basketball.
One way NASCAR has tried to appeal to the younger generation was getting the title sponsor Monster Energy. The introduction of this sponsor was thought to not only bring in extra cash, but to bring in a newer audience.
I don't really find it that entertaining myself, but I can see the appeal. I have a lot of friends who really like cars, so it makes sense. So I think that the public perception of NASCAR is not exactly well perceived. I think that has an image issue, being associated with different traditions, and I think if it can overcome that, it might become more popular, but at the moment I don't see it happening.
Even though there doesn't seem to be a big audience nowadays for NASCAR, there's still many young drivers that many young fans can follow, such as Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, Darrell Wallace, and many others. However, as we saw today here at Ohio State, that might not be the case. Reporting for Buckeye TV, this is Tyler Reamer.
Next, we take a look at unexpected memory loss and talk to students on how to manage stress during exams.
Have you ever thought of wanting to mentor students in elementary school but didn't know how? College Mentors for Kids accomplishes just that. Buckeye TV reporter Derek Gross has the story.
College Mentors for Kids is a program that pairs students up with elementary-aged kids once a week for 2 hours. I sought out to find exactly what it was and why students joined. I got the chance to speak with a buddy group and ask what their favorite thing to do with each other is. There are many mentors involved in College Mentors for Kids, and I was able to ask what made them get involved and why.
OUAB is Ohio State's Union Activities Board. They provide programs and events for students that are informational, entertaining, and educational. They've brought many familiar names to campus, including SNL's Weekend Updates co-hosts Colin Jost and Michael Shea, as well as Chelsea Handler and H. John Benjamin from Bob's Burgers. All of these events are free for main campus students. They are always looking for new suggestions for upcoming event ideas. For more information, you can check them out at ouab.osu.edu. With midterms coming up, students of Ohio State will soon be scrambling to get their studying in. However, with that comes with the price of anxiety. Thanks to a couple of students, they'll be showing their methods of controlling stress. Our reporter is on campus to see what they have to say.
Hi, I'm Jason May, and I'm here at Ohio State's Marketplace where we'll be asking some students how they manage their stress levels. Hi, could you please state your name and title?
Okay, hi, I'm Anthony Long. I'm South Campus Senator in the undergraduate student government.
Okay, and with the upcoming midterms, do you have any tips and tricks you could give students to manage their stress levels?
So for me, my major tip would be also kind of a distraction for most students. I love social media, so Twitter, Instagram, and like Snapchat's a must. I just use those to help stay calm and get some de-stressors out.
All right, thank you, Anthony. Hi, could you please state your name and title?
Hi, my name is Jeff Gray. I'm a fourth year biomedical engineer at OSU.
Okay, nice to meet you, Jeff. So, with the upcoming exams, how do you manage your stress levels?
I think just an important thing that I try to do is get enough sleep. I don't always manage to do it, but doing that by budgeting my time and studying, setting aside certain times, that's the best thing I can do. So.
Sleep is definitely a good thing to have. Well, thank you, Jeff. Exams are one of the biggest reasons that cause stress to students. With the fear of getting a low GPA and not making the applicant requirements for programs or scholarships, they may seem very intimidating. Next, we meet with Jennifer Cho, who dives further into the topic of mental health. Hi, could you please state your name and title?
Hi, my name is Jennifer Cho. I'm a fourth year studying public health with the sociology specialization. I'm pre-med, and I'm also one of the co-presidents of the Pan-Asian Mental Wellness Association.
So with midterms coming up, do you have any tips and tricks that you could give students to reduce their stress levels?
Yeah, there's a bunch of mindfulness techniques that we do. A really simple one is just like taking a piece of chocolate, putting it in your mouth, and just eating it really slowly, not thinking about anything except the chocolate, just focusing on how it tastes, how it feels. It sounds really silly, but a lot of times people, even when they're eating, they'll be on their phones or laptops, and you're not really focused on what you're doing. So just that small act of just eating that chocolate and focusing on that actually really helps you to just focus in on what's really important, focusing in on something simple, and it's really easy.
Next time when you're having some anxiety preparing for exams, don't forget to eat some chocolate. I'm Jason May for Buckeye TV.
Thanks, Jason. Looks like these students already have a couple of tricks up their sleeves.
According to the Department of Labor, many of the products in your home could have been made by slaves or children, thanks to research done at the Fisher School of Business. Scientists now have a better understanding of why consumers buy these products. Jared Mogan has the story.
Despite public concern, consumers continue to support companies that source products unethically. A published study co-authored by Ohio State PhD candidate Danny Zane is helping provide an explanation for that behavior.
One big goal is to get consumers to become aware of these tricks that their minds play on them when it comes to shopping.
For the study, consumers were told 3 details about products. One detail having an ethical implication, like a desk being made from endangered rainforest wood. After a short break, consumers were asked to recall what details they could. And that's when Danny said things got interesting.
We actually see differences in consumers' memory where they're actually less likely to remember when the desks were made with this endangered rainforest wood.
The study found that consumers forgot the unethical details as a way to insulate themselves from feeling bad.
So they know that they ought to remember ethical information, so they ought to remember whether a pair of jeans is, say, made with child labor, but at the same time, they don't want to have to face that negative information.
A local consumer said he's noticed the behavior in himself and others.
Everybody knows that the shoes that are on their feet are made from child labor. Everybody knows that. We all know that. We all choose to forget about it.
To Simon, the problem is a lack of options.
There's very, very, very few corporations out there that I believe operate ethically.
For Buckeye TV, I'm Jared Mogan.
After the break, don't miss the heartwarming stories that will take you back to your childhood and see how students can turn a kid's dream into a reality. Do you know where you can find the happiest club on campus? One OSU club believes they have the answer. Buckeye TV reporter Ashley Harris has the story.
The Disney Club is one of Ohio State's newest organizations that allows students to relive their childhood. I'm standing outside Lazenby Hall, where I was able to get the inside scoop on all the magic. A dream is a wish your heart makes. That is for club president Jack Kaczynski, who explained to us how the club got started and how he made his dream a reality.
But every time I looked at clubs, I went to the directory, and it was, where's a Disney club? Is there anything close to a Disney club? And there wasn't. So just the longer I waited, the more upset I got that there wasn't one, and I said, I'm going to do something about it.
So Jack did something. He started the club only a year ago, but it wasn't an easy start. He was mostly a shy kid growing up, but states Disney was something that always got him to talk.
Like if Disney came up in class, I was the first one to say something like, no, you're wrong on that subject, like it should be like this.
Jack states the purpose of the club is to relax and enjoy everything Disney. He reasons that college is a stressful time, and that this is a good way to hang out and make new friends.
So then I said, I'm going to start this Disney club. I need friends. I'm sure there are people like me that are shy and want friends also. And this university needs a Disney club. Like I was passionate, needs it.
Along with Jack, I spoke with another member of the club to see how he enjoys being involved.
It's a really judgment-free zone, and everyone just having fun with all the different trivia and games that we get to play.
Nick says that he and his girlfriend heard about the club last semester at the Involvement Fair and haven't stopped going since.
So we went there, and then we wrote our information down. We went to the first meeting, and we've kind of been going ever since.
The Disney Club offers a diverse amount of activities and events that students can attend and be a part of.
So we do movie nights, regular meetings, and we're working on doing certain service events, which I feel like is a goal of this club to eventually get to, but we're slowly growing, and that's a step we eventually want to take.
Jack says the club has truly helped him open up and share his passions with others.
Just the fact that there's a club here for people who love Disney is the best part of it all.
To find out more on the magic, visit org.osu.edu/happiestclubdtc or follow them on Twitter at @OSU_Disney Club.
If you guys need something to do on Thursday, there's the Disney Club meeting.
So come check out the Disney Club in room 34 of Lazenby Hall on Thursday nights. The club encourages you to come be their guest. For Buckeye TV News, I'm Ashley Harris. At Ohio State, there are about 1,400 student organizations, which provides a wide range of opportunities for students to get involved. A Moment of Magic at OSU is one of the many organizations on campus. Buckeye TV reporter Sanya Selvakumar has the story.
Ohio State's A Moment of Magic cheers up kids with diseases by dressing up as famous princesses and visiting them at homes, hospitals, and events. Abby Lewis, the president of A Moment of Magic, said that the organization started in 2017 after going through the process of submitting 2 different applications to the national organization and Ohio State. Her wish was finally granted.
When I was younger, my little sister was diagnosed with leukemia, and that opened my eyes to this larger community of children who either had pediatric cancer or some other medical vulnerability. So helping out these children who are medically vulnerable now is my way of giving back, because it's something that's really close to my heart. So that's really why I wanted to join. And along with that, our goal is basically to give every child that moment where they're just enjoying themselves and just acting like a kid again.
When we go to events thrown by organizations, we will do crafts with the children. We'll just sit down and talk to them. They always have a bunch of questions for us. They want us to sometimes sing, or they'll put on our songs from our movies and we'll dance with them. Before we go on any of our visits, our characters in training have to do about 40 hours of shadowing the current characters on visits. It's basically just so they know how to deal with medically vulnerable children.
A Moment of Magic at OSU is a club that allows members to get in touch with their creative sides, as well as put a smile on children's faces. If students wish to join them on this magical journey, they can contact President Abby Lewis or Vice President Lauren Baxter.
This has been Buckeye TV. Thanks for watching.
Stay tuned for more campus news and events right here on Channel 19. Stay classy, Columbus.
That was a great show.
That was.
Yeah, we did really well. Congrats.